Hey, my name's Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity. Sometimes you just make a mistake. So, today we'll talk about a couple of things. First off, we're going to be checking out this Redwood Empire. This is the Emerald Giant Cask Strength Rye. I'm very excited about this. Been able to pick this up, and this one actually at my affair. So I was very happy to get that today over at Maple Party Shop. They've done a great job of getting in some stuff lately. This has been harder to get. Very glad to get this here. Also, I wanted to, follow up a little bit on yesterday. Yesterday we were doing, I was doing the ASW. I was doing their rye, the Resurgence rye, and I noticed after I got off camera, and the more I sipped on it, I got some chocolate on there. I got a little bit of a graham cracker, and I even put that in some of the comments. That the more that it opened up, the more I got out of it. So that'll happen, sometimes after something opens up a little more, sets a little bit longer. You explore it a little more, you find some different things. So that was neat to find out. And then, like any other person today, made a mistake, but I think it was a good mistake sometimes. Sometimes you have a beneficial mistake. So got to meet Russell today. He was someone that won the Ezra sample pack. And, reading is fundamental. Brought to you by Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. When I was reading through the email and it said sample pack, I clearly forgot this was for the Ezra Brooks, the 4 of the samples that I was going to pour to let somebody else compare. So I brought him a 12 pack of something else. And I said, look, Russell, sorry. And Russell's a great guy. First responder, thank you for your service. I said, look, I'll get you your 4 Ezra Brooks samples. I just got this 12 pack here for you. Hopefully that'll work. And he was like, dude, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I'm sure. So enjoy that, Russell. Can't wait to hear some of your notes on that, what you think of it. He lives here locally, first responder. Very excited to get that into his hands. So that was pretty neat. He even texted me later. He said, are you sure you don't want these samples back? I'm like, no, I was actually built this up for a subscriber, and why not you benefit out of my error? My reading is not fundamental apparently for me. So glad you got it, Russell. So let's go ahead and Emerald Giant here. So when you have Redwood Empire, their bottles are named after some of the great redwoods in California. And so Emerald Giant is their rye. So they have it's a proof down, I think I want to say it's a 90 proofer, and then this cask strength. This cask strength is coming at 116.4. So we'll see what this has today. Where the ASW was fairly mellow and on the nose, and it didn't really have a heavy rye, even though it's rye. This one you're getting rye right off the bat. Get some rye, I get a little bit of pastry in there, so maybe some anise, star of anise in there. A lot of earthy smells in here. It smells like you're outside, maybe it's hanging outside with the pine trees outside there, out there somewhere in a nice rye field. I don't know if it's just me, but I get a little faint bit of chocolate on there. Let's give it a taste. Wow. A lot of pepper on the tongue on here. Maybe a young pepper, a green pepper on the tongue there. Nice little Kentucky hug in the chest, but a lot of rye up front. If you're a rye person, this is a rye for you. Definitely heavy on the rye up front. You get some earthy yeastiness to this. I'm getting the rye, I'm getting the pepper on the tongue. Not overly sweet, but still, even though I'm a sweet bourbon type of fan, when I drink my ryes, I kind of like to taste that earthiness to it. I think it's got a very nice earthiness to it. I think it's got a decent mouthfeel, not super mouthfeel or not very good mouthfeel, but it's got a decent mouthfeel to it. Nice little funk on the back of the palate. Getting your tobacco in there, getting some of the leather in there. And this is like, I would consider like a very hearty rye. You're getting a lot of the earthiness, a lot of the tobacco, a lot of the leather, a lot of the good spice and pepper in here. But it's not overpowering you. I'd say it's about a medium finish. Definitely like this. I'm very interested in seeing how it compares versus the lower proof. So that's going to be something I'm working on in the future. Is if I've got two bottles, one cask strength and one just, you know, maybe an 80 or 90 proof, and one's half the cost of the other, how do they compare out as far as value? So that's going to be something I'm going to be working on in the future. I think I'm very interested to see what it's going to be like with the Emerald Giants when I get their standard offering versus their cask strength, to see if that increase in proof is worth the value that you would spend for it. Definitely liking this rye. I see some great options on this. I'm actually thinking about right now, cooler outside in the fall, watching a football game, sipping on this. So I'm ready for football. I haven't even hit summer yet. I'm ready for cooler weather, but definitely enjoy this. I'm interested to compare it versus the lower proof version of this to see if the value is worth it for the cask strength. So that'll be part of another series coming up. I've got enough bottles of different things where I have the standard strength versus the cask strength, just to see if the value is good. So very thankful to meet Russell today. We have another winner that was Michael Coughlin. Michael, you have something that is headed your direction. So it is in good hands and headed your way. I'll follow up with some information for you. Looking forward for you to get that. That was our 500 subscriber winner. He wanted the sour mash from 13th Colony, was looking for that. I was able to get a bottle of that, which we saw yesterday's video, and get headed his way. We've got a couple other things. There's an Easter egg out there. If you find it, you find it. You know what to do. When that ends, that'll be for a pour of the George T. Stagg 19. And there's also the Memorial Day video out there. So if you want to follow through on that, maybe get a special pour for in remembrance of somebody. But thank you all. Have an amazing day. Appreciate everything you do.